Hey guys, my name is Emma and in this video I'm going to be sharing with you how to plan and get going on your first ever allotment plot. Welcome to my allotment gardening channel where I share the highs and lows of growing your own food on an allotment plot in South London. I would love for you to subscribe. So 4 years ago I took on my first allotment plot and I brought it pretty much from an overgrown mess to a really productive, beautiful space. And then 4 months ago I took on my second allotment plot, which is right next door to my first one, and I have been working to kind of clear and sort out the space ever since. I share my entire process with you, the successes, the failures, the hard work, the nice happy sunny days. So do subscribe to my channel if that's something that interests you, and you'll be able to follow my entire journey as I bring my new plot to life and I work on it together with you guys. Before we go any further into this video, it is sponsored by Acer, who have sent me their Aspire 3 AMD laptop to try out. So the Acer's Aspire 3 AMD is a really great practical everyday use laptop. It has a sleek metal cover which is available in lots of vibrant colours, and a longer lasting battery will allow you to work for longer between charging. So if you want to find out some more information about them, there'll be a link in the description box where you can go and find out, and I'll be talking about them again throughout the video. So let's get stuck in. So the first thing you're probably going to have to do in your new allotment plot is to clear the space. It's very unlikely that you'll be given a really lovely, beautiful, perfect allotment plot straight away. Most likely it's a little bit overgrown. There's a few reasons for that. Firstly, because the process between someone giving up their plot and the next person taking it on is quite a lengthy process. Secondly, it can take time to evict people if they've given up their plot or they have let it go over for a little bit. But mainly it's because plants just grow really fast, guys, and weeds love to grow in an abandoned allotment plot. If you don't go there for 2 weeks and then you go back, you're probably going to have a fair amount of weeds, and that is just the way it is. So clearing is going to be your first job. It's not a job for the faint-hearted. Whether you use power tools or you just go it by hand, whatever way you choose to tackle your overgrown plot, it's going to be a lot of work. Clearing the space is just going to give you that really good overview of the entire plot. You can see exactly how much space you've got, and you can start to get an idea in your mind of how much space you've got to work with and how you might fill it. So once you've successfully cleared your entire plot and you have a lovely blank canvas to work with, the next step is going to be to try and get some inspiration, and there are a few ways that you can do this. One of the best ways to do it is to have a look around at your neighbour's allotment plot. Go for a little walk around the allotment site and see what they're growing. It can also be really helpful to see what's working on your neighbour's plots, because it's most likely you're going to have similar or if not identical soil to them. You're also going to be tackling the same pests and the same wildlife. It can be nice to get a really good idea of what other people are putting into their plots, so raised beds, or if they've got some sheds or greenhouses. Do check with your allotment terms and conditions though, and make sure that you are allowed to put in sheds and greenhouses. I know that not everywhere allows you to do that. So a great way of getting inspired and finding inspiration for your allotment garden is to have a look online. There is so much information to be found online. I particularly love blogs at the moment. I've really got into looking at blogs because it's just a really picture heavy way of getting inspired and learning about somebody else's garden. So a couple that I could recommend to you. One is the Blackberry Garden. It's just great to see all of the gardening posts on there, and I do look forward to the new posts and see what she's been up to in her garden. I also love the Middle-Sized Garden as well, which is really more about tips and tricks and lots of inspiration and hacks on that one. So these are just 2 blogs that I've been looking at recently. Blogs are having a bit of a comeback at the moment, and I love anything that's picture heavy. Or of course you could check out my own blog, which is thepinkShed.co.uk, and you can find lots of allotment life inspiration on here. I've written lots of posts that I couldn't find myself online. So one of them, for example, is how to avoid allotment burnout, which has been quite a popular post. There are also lots of gardening websites you can have a look at with lots of information and knowledge on there. There are gardening magazines, there's e-courses. I mean, going online is just one of the best ways of getting inspired for your allotment garden. With the weather getting colder and wetter, it's so nice to be able to whip open my Aspire 3 laptop and get inspired for next year's plot. And the long-lasting battery means I can do this for longer between charging too. having an allotment plot is really exciting, and it is good to get inspired. So go crazy, have a look online, have a look at what your neighbours are planting, and get some real inspiration of what you can do with yours. It's all part of the process, and in all honesty, it's probably my favourite part, just the dreaming and the thinking about what it could be. So now that you have completely cleared your allotment plot and you have got some real amazing inspiration, it's time to think very practically about the space in front of you. How are you going to fill it? So there are a few things you need to think about. Firstly, how do you want to grow? Do you want to grow in raised beds? Are you going to grow directly into the ground? Where are your pathways going to go? Which is the shady end of your plot, and do you have a more sunny side? That's going to dictate things like where your shed might go or where your polytunnel might be able to go. A shed really is a must-have on an allotment plot. Try to choose a shady area or an area that won't give your neighbours shade, and don't try and put it up in the wind. My shed isn't just a place where I whack in all of my tools, I also use it just to sit in, to hide out from the rain in. It really is a little bit of a haven on my allotment plot. I would also recommend getting a polytunnel, particularly if you want to grow warmer loving crops like tomatoes or aubergines. The only problem I've really found with it is lots of bees and insects tend to fly in there and then get stuck. No, you're panicking. Stop panicking! Oh, well done, Mr. Bee, yes! Yes! I rescued 2 bees today, and that's my bit done for nature. Boom. Be sure to put your polytunnel in a sunny spot and secure really well from the wind. I think they are definitely worth it. Putting all of these elements into your allotment plot will start to build the space and turn it into a functional plot. One thing I really like to do is to use squared paper and draw out an entire plan of my allotment plot. Then I can put in my beds and I can write down what I'm going to have in each one, and I can start to think about how the space might work on a practical level. What do you want to eat? That's the next question that you need to ask yourself. What do you want to grow on your allotment plot? What plants, what flowers, what vegetables? Think about how much time you're going to have to spend on your allotment plot every week. That's definitely going to dictate what you can and can't grow. There are a lot of crops that kind of take care of themselves, like you could put a load of fruit bushes on it or some fruit trees. You could also just focus on longer growing crops like brassicas and parsnips and carrots. They take a long time to grow and they don't need much maintenance when they get going, so that's also going to dictate what you can and can't grow. The best thing to do is to write a list down of all the vegetables and all the flowers that you want to grow. I like to research on my laptop all of the different things I want to grow and then look up the times when I have to plant them and when I can harvest them. Then I can jot it all down into my allotment planner and I know exactly what I'm doing and when I have to do it. That way I don't miss out on anything I want to grow and everything just feels a little bit more organised, which is nice. And finally, how do you stay motivated? It's all about staying consistent and staying motivated to work on your allotment plot. They don't grow themselves, they do require a lot of work and you do have to be quite consistent. So how do you focus? How do you remain consistent? There are a few things that I think can really help. One really big tip that I would give is to take photographs of your allotment plot on a regular basis. I also take videos because I make YouTube videos, and these are just really great to look back on, particularly when the weather is not so great and you're not feeling very inspired. You can look back and see how much progress you have made. The Aspire 3 has a really great display which is perfect for web browsing, streaming videos, and also allows for sharp detailed images. This makes it perfect for editing my allotment photos on. That can sometimes just be enough to kick me up the butt and get me down there again. Try to remember that allotment plots are not grown overnight. They do take a lot of work. A lot of the work is done behind the scenes in the autumn and winter time when it's really muddy and it's really miserable and you feel like you're kind of doing all these hard, horrible, muddy jobs and not getting anywhere. But it's in the spring and the summer that you will begin to see all of the rewards of your hard work. I hope that you found this video helpful on your new allotment plot journey. Remember that allotment plots are not grown overnight and they do take a lot of hard work and consistency. If you're interested in finding out more about the Acer Aspire 3 AMD laptop, all the information you will need is in my description bar below. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, do share it with a friend and subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'll see you again next time. Thanks for watching and good luck on your new allotment. Bye!